Hey, what's up, RegenAG Nation? We're out here stepping into a cornfield here this morning, and just dug one up. Just looking over this thing, it just really looks beautiful. We got really solid stalk development here. We got good thick stalks and a beautiful root system. As you can see, actually, there's the seed piece still. And anyway, got lots of good root hairs for pulling up nutrients, and you can see it's starting to throw out some solid brace roots, and that's what helps these corn plants stay upright as they get really heavy late in the season. So anyway, we got a beautiful color on this plant, and yeah, we're just cruising around, and a couple key things we're looking for at this point in the season. As you can see, this is about head height. This plant we're at about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about V8 on this one. So this time in the season, we're kind of about finishing up our nitrogen program. So people, especially on these pivot fields, they're usually spoon feeding nitrogen throughout the year. So at this point, we're usually putting it in. We're starting to use a tremendous amount of those nutrients at NPK, and so we want to get it on beforehand, before that plant really starts needing it. So we're at that stage where it's using a lot of it. So most guys are about done with their program, and it's just a matter of having a really good robust system, root system, to pull up all those nutrients as this corn needs it. So we're not super far away from moving into a tasseling stage. A couple other things that we're keeping our eye out for as temperatures warm up. We might be looking for things like armyworms or any mite pressure. Often guys with really good practices, really healthy corn, you're not going to see a lot of mite pressure throughout these fields. But if you had some issues during the year and your corn's a little bit behind, or you have some water penetration issues in your field and your corn gets a little bit stressed, those are often the fields that you want to keep your eye out the most as you're scouting. Be looking for mites. Mites like really stressed out plants, and they want to feed on those plants that are struggling. A really healthy one with a high Brix level, not so much. So most people, like I said, are finishing up their nitrogen program, but we also want to be out and just getting a visual look on the field. And if you're seeing any sort of shortages, deficiencies in the plant, you want to be addressing those as we move into this reproductive stage. This is a critical period to not be short on any of your nutrients, micronutrients. Not ever be short on water. You don't want to stress out your plants really ever, but more critically in these points in the growth stages where you're moving in and using a lot of nutrients and a lot of uptake to push towards that fruit. So we're moving into some really hot weather here in the next week. We're going to be pushing 90s, 100s on average, so we got to be on the lookout. We've been a little bit cooler this spring, so this can be really taxing on your crops. So get out in your fields and make sure that they're good and watered up before we move into this really warm temperature. Otherwise, they're going to be struggling a lot. So anyway, there's a few key things for you to be looking for this week and then a couple weeks moving forward here. So once again, thank you for joining me out here, and remember, make farming fun again.